Do you ever fear for your life? Not now, but over the course of my career, I did several times. And I'll give you one example.
Not now. No, not now. He's over here revealing CIA secrets and he's saying he doesn't fear for his life. Meaning this guy's out here putting this information out only because the CIA either told him to or cleared it. But I'm pretty sure the CIA hired this dude to go out here and put this information out to the public. Now, what's their reasoning for this? Maybe they're trying to seem like they're more transparent, trying to make themselves seem more personable to the people because some bad information is about to come out about them. Like, I don't know, maybe Jeffrey Epstein working with them, so they're trying not to seem like such a bad agency. They're being more transparent with the public. I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but they definitely sent this guy out here to give us this information, no doubt. Him and that other dude, the super curly haired guy who was going around doing CIA interviews for the last like 4 years. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to, does the CIA make people disappear? CIA spy reveals. I'm pretty sure this video is just going to be talking about a bunch of CIA secrets, so let's go ahead and get straight into it.
Does the CIA listen through our phones and laptop cameras?
I definitely believe they do. Heck yeah. They're definitely listening because I think they have to fight terrorism, so they're constantly spying on us, probably listening for keywords and stuff like that.
Yes. I hate to say it. They can take over your smart television and
Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
turn the speaker into a microphone so that they can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off.
How do you turn a speaker into a microphone? Like, shouldn't there be two different types of hardware there? I don't get how a speaker can also take in information and put out information at the same time. I feel like those are two totally different types of things. That's kind of crazy.
Hello, I'm John Kiriakou. I'm a former CIA counterterrorism officer and former senior investigator for the U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, and I'm here today to answer questions from the Honesty Box. The first one is, what did the CIA actually do?
I'm pretty sure CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, they're gathering intelligence probably on American people, probably on foreign nations. I've heard of them overthrowing other governments. I don't know how true that is. And spy on foreign countries.
There are several answers to that question. What the CIA is supposed to do, what it is legally tasked with doing, is very simply to recruit spies, to steal secrets, and then to analyze those secrets to give the president and other senior policymakers the best information with which they can make policy.
He basically just said the CIA works to steal secrets from other countries. He just said that flat out. Is this even legal? In like international law, is this legal?
Now, in real life, it's not that simple. The CIA does whatever the president tells it to do. That could be to overthrow foreign governments. It could be to implement...
See, told you they overthrow foreign governments. I know I wasn't crazy about that.
Covert action programs, to influence the foreign media, to even kill people. It just depends on who the president is and what policy he wants to implement.
They said to influence foreign media. I bet they're influencing our media too. Have you ever seen that clip of like a bunch of different news agencies all saying the exact same lines in the exact same way on like 100 different news channels at the same time? I bet that's the CIA, bro. Trying to propagandize the American people.
What skills make a good agent? You might be surprised by the answer, actually. The CIA, when it recruits spies, when it recruits operations officers, doesn't necessarily look for the big, buff guy who works out, every day or 6 days a week.
I guess they're not looking for me, man. I'm too big, dog.
They look for people who have sociopathic tendencies, not sociopaths. Sociopaths are impossible to control because they have no conscience. They blow right through a polygraph exam, but they won't take orders.
So they want somebody who's a sociopath who they can control, someone to do their dirty work. That's what I'm hearing.
People who have sociopathic tendencies do react to a polygraph. They do experience regret or remorse. They will respond to directives and orders. I'll give you an example. When I first was recruited by the CIA, I was asked in a group of new hires, what we would do if we got a cable from CIA headquarters ordering us to collect information on the Indonesian economy. You recruit the Indonesian economic secretary, you make him your best friend, you spend money on him, your wives become friends, you vacation together.
That's a lot of work. You're building an entire relationship, a whole friendship with somebody just to steal information. That's definitely some sociopath shit right there.
But you learn that he is just not recruitable. So what do?
Kill him and steal the info. Yeah.
Well, one of my colleagues said you double down, work the case another 6 months, and hope for the best. A second colleague said maybe you work it through your wives, maybe your wife can convince his wife to give you the information. I raised my hand and I said, you break into the Indonesian embassy and you steal it. And the instructor said, that's exactly what you do.
Bruh. What? See? Man, they want someone who's a straight up sociopath. That's nuts. That's nuts. Fuck building the relationship. See, that's too much work, man.
That's a sociopathic tendency. What's the coolest piece of spy tech you ever got to use? You know, there's kind of a dirty little secret about spy tech, and it is that 95% of it is purchased from Amazon.com.
What? What?
Seriously. Because it is cheaper and it is quicker just to go online and buy it and then use it operationally than it is to invent it from scratch. The coolest piece of spy...
So if you want to spy on somebody, you can just go on Amazon and buy all the gear you need. That's crazy. I don't even know if that should be legal, bro.
Spy tech that I ever used was, it was a leather briefcase. I just went into the local marketplace in Pakistan and bought it. I think it cost the equivalent of like $10. And over the course of 3 days, one of our technical officers pulled the threads out of it, installed a wire all the way around the briefcase, which could act as a listening device, and then packed the area around the wire with these little teeny tiny batteries that I had never seen before. And then he sewed the whole thing close again. So I walked into a meeting with my little briefcase. The bad guy took the briefcase from me, opened it up, looked through it. It didn't have anything in it because it was all sewn into the lining. And we sat there and had the meeting while my colleagues half a mile away were able to listen to the entire thing. It was very cool.
See, if he's revealing all of this information, I wonder what type of stuff the CIA does that we're not even allowed to know about. Because what he's telling us is only the stuff that they cleared him to tell us about, bro.
Does the CIA listen through our phones and laptop cameras? Yes. I hate to say it. There was a dramatic leak in 2017 that the CIA came to call the Vault 7 disclosures. Gigabytes worth of documents leaked by a CIA technology engineer. He
definitely spent years in prison after that. Definitely, bro. Either that or they killed him. The CIA does not play.
Told us was that the CIA can intercept anything from anyone, number one. Number two, they can remotely take control of your car.
What? And make it crash? Or are they listening to you through the car's computer? Like, is it just to listen to you? Or can they, like, take control of it and make it drive? Every car is not a Tesla, bro. That sounds insane. This has to be only for, like, newer cars.
Through the car's embedded computer. To do what? To make you drive off a bridge, into a tree, to make you kill yourself and make it look like an accident. They can take over your smart television and turn the speaker into a microphone so that they can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off. God knows what else that they can do that hasn't been leaked.
Even when the TV's turned off, what if the TV's unplugged? Is there like batteries in the TV like there was in his little suitcase? Like, how does it get power to be able to listen to you? That's interesting.
Are hitmen real? Yes.
Duh. There's hitmen that don't work for the government. Hitmen are definitely real. Drug dealers have hitmen.
National Security Council, there is a committee that meets every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock to draw up something called the kill list. They sit around a table and they make a list of all the people that they want to kill that week.
What? There's no way this is real, bro. This is insane.
And then they take it back to the CIA, which has a dedicated unit. I won't tell you the name, but it has a dedicated unit that takes receipt of the list. They say, okay, number one. They drive to the airport, they get on the plane, they go out to that country, they kill the person, they come back, and then they go to number two on the list. That happens every single week. Now, we can have a conversation about whether that's right or whether it's wrong. It's certainly immoral.
It's definitely immoral, but what if it was like, I don't know, somebody like Hitler? You know, wouldn't you want there to be a team out there that could go out there and kill him before he did everything that he did?
It's illegal, but it's been tasked by the president. At the same time, they will tell you there hasn't been another 9/11.
He said it's been tasked by the president, but the CIA, like he said earlier in the video, are the ones who give the president the information he needs in order to make these decisions. So technically, they can influence the president to tell them to kill whoever they want. Technically.
There. Maybe it's because we're out there killing people.
What kind of people would be on that list?
Oh, the most dangerous terrorists in the world. Or at least people that the CIA deems to be the most dangerous terrorists in the world. How does the CIA recruit spies in foreign countries? That cuts right to the very heart of what the CIA is. The CIA trains its officers in something called the asset acquisition cycle. It has 4 steps: spot, assess, develop, recruit. So let's say you're a brand new CIA officer overseas. You get out there and mingle and go to diplomatic cocktail parties or go anywhere where there might be a viable target for you. You spot the target, you go up, hi, how are you? I'm the new officer at the American Embassy. I'm covering political affairs or economic affairs or trade or whatever it is you're doing. You exchange business cards. That's spotting. Assessing is I say, so what do you do for a living? If you tell me that you do something that I'm operationally interested in, that's my assessment of you. Then I develop you. That's actually the fun part. That is us going to lunch and going to dinner, and I spend money on you because I have literally an unlimited budget to do so. And maybe we go on vacation together, and our wives are friends. And
so they do this, like he was talking about earlier in the video. This is still an option. Sounds like so much work, bro. It sounds like so much work. They're literally building entire friendships just to snake people. This is crazy.
And you mention offhandedly that you like to go fishing, let's say. So I charter a boat for $4,000 and I take you deep sea fishing because you could never afford to do it on your own. And then we become best friends. And because we're best friends, I say to you, hey, would you do me a favor? I'm sorry to ask, but the Russians have this new tank, and I know that you guys have access to the plans, and I would really appreciate it if you could just make me a copy of those plans. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it would help me a lot. So, hey, thanks, I appreciate it. I'll pick them up tonight.
Bro, if a guy I became deep friends with did that, I would literally be like, bro, this whole thing was planned. You're not my friend. I'm not doing this shit. You're trying to get me killed. There's no way.
And then maybe I start giving you a little bit of money. And then finally, when it comes to the recruitment, I say, I haven't been totally honest with you. I'm actually a CIA officer, undercover. Are you okay with that? You're a great guy, and you're my best friend. And how about if I give you $5,000 a month, and you just answer my questions, right?
Okay, it changes from a friendship to a business relationship. Now you're paying him for the information. That's a little more fair. You're not completely screwing the guy over. At least you're being honest. But I doubt they're being honest the entire time, bro.
That's cool, right? And you undoubtedly will say yes, and the rest is history.
What if you say no? Do you get killed? Because now you just revealed that you're an agent. So does he kill you now?
Good actor to do that. Pull that off. Yeah.
And a sociopath.
Sociopath, yep.
Do you ever fear for your life? Not now, but over the course of my career, I did several times. And I'll give you one example.
Not now. No, not now. He's over here revealing CIA secrets, and he's saying he doesn't fear for his life, meaning this guy's out here putting this information out only because the CIA either told him to or cleared it. But I'm pretty sure the CIA hired this dude to go out here and put this information out to the public. Now, what's their reasoning for this? Maybe they're trying to seem like they're more transparent, trying to make themselves seem more personable to the people because some bad information is about to come out about them. Like, I don't know, maybe Jeffrey Epstein working with them, so they're trying not to seem like such a bad agency. They're being more transparent with the public. I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but they definitely sent this guy out here to give us this information, no doubt. Him and that other dude, the super curly haired guy who was going around doing CIA interviews for the last like 4 years.
There were 2 active assassination attempts against me. In one, I just got lucky. And unfortunately, my next door neighbor was killed instead. He was the British defense attaché in Athens, Brigadier General Stephen Saunders. I think about it every single day. In another, an enemy country sent one of its officers and a double agent to kill me, but we had advance warning that it was going to happen, and we were able to neutralize the threat.
They killed him. They neutralized the threat. They killed him, bro. And I don't know how this guy is dodging murder attempts. He looks super nerdy. Like he said, he's not buff. He doesn't seem like he has Marine training or anything like that. So I don't know how this guy is dodging people trying to kill him, bro. I feel like this guy would be a very easy target to kill.
They say in the movies. But there was another experience that I had that troubled me deeply. I was serving in Pakistan at the time. And I was staying in a small guest house because it was safer than a big hotel. Sure enough, the big hotel was blown up and 45 people were killed while I was living there. But I left.
Do you think they were trying to kill him? That's insane. That's something insane just to blow by.
My guest house at a different time, like I did every day, and took a different route, like I did every day, to go to work. And I noticed that a man on a motorcycle wearing a red helmet was trying very hard to stay in my blind spot. I worked 12, 14 hours, whatever it was that day, and I left, and it was dark, and sure enough, there he was again. There's a definition of surveillance. It's multiple sightings at time and distance. So I've seen him multiple times at different times of the day and at different places. I'm definitely under surveillance.
But you don't think that the guy would be smart enough to change his helmet? Like, you got a bright red helmet on. I feel like that's pretty obvious that you're following somebody. This story doesn't sound too true, I'm not going to lie.
Up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got in the car, drove a block, there he was again. So when I got to the office, I said to the security officer, I am under surveillance. I'm 100% sure that I'm under surveillance. He said, well, let's wait until the chief comes in. When the chief finally came in, I told him the story, and he said, well, you know what you have to do. I said,
gotta kill him. You gotta kill him. Oh, shoot.
I know. I'm gonna kill him if I see him this afternoon. I was worried about it all day. And all my coworkers came up to me that day to slap me on the back and say, don't worry, we're all gonna be out there. We're gonna have a whole security team. I said, I know, but I never killed anybody before. And I'm so worried that he's gonna kill me before I get a clear shot at him.
Yeah, see, like I said, this guy does not give me any sense of like military training, gun training. This dude seems like a very nerdy dude. I would say if you got a whole security team, why not have somebody follow him? And when y'all see the guy, someone on the team kill him, why are you tasking this guy to kill him? He'll kill the guy himself. That's why this story doesn't sound believable to me.
That afternoon, I had a meeting at a safe house that we shared with the local service. And on my way out at the end of the meeting, and I don't know why I did this, but I turned around and I said, General, are you following me? And he said, no, why? And I said, because I'm under surveillance. And if I see this guy again, I'm going to kill him. And I never saw him again. I learned later that several of their officers were sitting around and saying, you know, that new American guy, he's such a nice guy. Nobody's that nice. I wonder if he's being nice just to try to make us drop our guard. And they decided to put the worst surveillance officer in their entire intelligence service on me. And if I hadn't said something that afternoon, he would be in the ground today.
Okay, him being the worst surveillance officer makes sense because, like I said, that red helmet thing is just way too obvious, bro. It made the whole story sound fake. So if this was the worst guy then I guess this makes sense. Like if I'm surveilling somebody, I'm changing my hat, I'm changing my helmet, I'm changing the motorcycle I'm riding, I'm changing my clothes, I might shave my mustache one day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing a bunch of different stuff. You're not gonna know I'm there, bro.
Does Trump have the UK and Europe's back? No. He doesn't.
How do you know that? How does he know that?
When we hear from journalists or political figures that Donald Trump doesn't like the Europeans, he doesn't like NATO, he doesn't like the European Union, we should take the man at his word. I don't think he does have Europe's back.
Yeah, Donald Trump is not the type of person you should take at his word. We've seen him lie countless times and be caught in lies countless times and just backtrack. I don't agree with this at all.
Or even the UK's back. When he says America first, he means America first, whatever that means. He has an idea in his own mind.
Yeah, no, it's Donald Trump first, not America first. He's just filling up his pockets, bro.
But I don't think he cares one whit about Europe. Which film or TV series portrays spy work the most accurately? Great question. I will tell you that at the CIA, we watch every single spy movie and spy series. All of us do. I'm proud to say that I have been the script advisor on The Bourne Ultimatum, on Kill the Messenger, on True Lies, and on Burn Notice. We love this kind of thing.
That's a super cool side gig for a CIA operative. Like being able to work on movie scripts and provide accurate information. That sounds pretty cool.
Most of them have nothing whatsoever to do with the reality of the CIA, except a couple. In terms of TV, Homeland. Wow, they got it right. The only thing that they got wrong was if you go crazy, they send you to the hospital until you're not crazy anymore. In movies, there was a movie that came out in 2004 called The Recruit. The first half of the movie, where the lead character is going through training, 100% accurate, except for one minor difference. They didn't beat us in training. Everything else that he went through, whew, we went through it in spades. Most other movies, stinkers. And listen, just as a general rule, if somebody calls the CIA the company, turn it off. Is social media the biggest intelligence gathering tool today? It is absolutely one of them, yes.
Yeah, and we allow it. In the terms of service, we let them take all our data. So this makes plenty of sense. Plus, they're able to watch through our phones. Yeah, this makes total sense. And everybody is self-snitching on social media. People putting out Twitter posts of what's going on in their mind, Facebook posts, Instagramming their entire life, where they're going, where they're traveling. It just makes it super easy for intelligence agencies. Everybody's just giving the information up on their own.
You know, I was always amazed when I was at the CIA at how targets, legitimate intelligence targets, would literally put their entire lives on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yep.
Incredible. You don't even have to do any research. They lay it all out right there on the screen for you.
That's exactly what I was saying.
So the answer is yes. If you value your privacy, if you don't want to pop up on the radar, you have to stay away from social media. What was 9/11's impact on the world? You know,
I wonder if he's going to say that the government did it or the CIA was a part of it or something.
I was in the CIA's headquarters on the morning of 9/11. Well, we knew we were at war. And one of the first thoughts that I had that morning was, does Osama bin Laden have any idea what he's done?
Okay, so he's saying that Osama bin Laden did it. I'm one of the conspiracy theorists who think that our government was behind 9/11. So again, I don't believe anything that's coming out of this guy's mouth for the most part, because he's over here saying Osama bin Laden did it. And there's enough evidence to say that our government or Israel did it.
Does he have any idea how many people are going to die? We all knew what the American response was going to be. It was going to be merciless. The question is, what was 9/11's impact on the world? It was dramatic and lasting. We're almost 24 years after the 9/11 attacks, and we still can't go through airports with our shoes on.
Yeah, it put us under an insane surveillance state. Like that one guy from the WikiLeaks who told about the government spying on people after the 9/11 attacks, listening in on phone calls, trying to stop terrorism. And now we have to go through crazy scans in the airport everywhere we go. It's insane.
Untold trillions of dollars have been spent on counterterrorism and defense, and that is probably never going to change. Why are there so many wars in 2025? Well, do you want my real answer or do you want my diplomatic answer? My real answer is the U.S. has a defense budget that is bigger than the next 8 largest countries combined. After 9/11, the U.S. entered into something like a permanent wartime economy.
Yeah, aren't wars super profitable? Isn't that one of the main reasons that we keep having wars? They help boost the economy, but they're also extremely profitable for the defense companies and all the people who are invested in them.
If we didn't have a war to fight and to finance, we would actually go into recession. Now, we see
Like I said, it's super good for the economy. Yep.
ourselves as the world's peacekeepers. In many cases, we're not. We tend to be places where we're not wanted or welcome, and we end up forgetting to leave. There's an old joke inside the CIA.
See, I believe that because you guys know the term gringo, like they use it a lot in like Latin American countries, basically referring to Americans. Apparently the term came from green go, like the US Army clothes being green and them telling us to go. That's where the term gringo came from, apparently. So yeah, we're not wanted in a lot of countries.
About Iran. Like, why would Iran put its country right in the middle of all of our military bases? There you have it. Why are there so many wars? It's because the U.S. has an activist foreign policy, and sometimes we make friends on the wrong side of issues. Can the CIA make someone disappear without a trace? You bet they can, and they do all the time. In the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, the CIA created, for example, an archipelago of secret prisons, and they would just disappear people. We would capture people in Al-Qaeda safe houses, for example, let's say in Pakistan or Afghanistan, and we would ship them off to these secret prisons. And when I say secret prisons...
So there's secret prisons, and they're letting him tell us this? We have secret prisons, bro. They're definitely torturing people and doing all types of illegal stuff in those prisons. There's no way that these are humane prisons, bro. There's no way. This has to be illegal.
Prisons. I mean, in many cases, they were so secret that even the presidents and prime ministers of the countries where the prisons were based didn't know that there were secret CIA prisons in their countries.
How do they not know this? Don't other countries have their own form of the CIA? Shouldn't they know what's going on inside of their own country, especially something as crazy as a prison?
So the CIA can make people disappear in that respect. They can kill people and just bury them, in some crazy foreign land and nobody would ever know. But if you're a CIA officer, or better yet, let's say you're a KGB officer and you want to defect, the CIA will give you a completely new identity, more money than you can ever count, and you and your family can live happily ever after, under the name John Smith, and nobody would be the wiser.
Yo, that's low-key a bag. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of smart. Like becoming an intelligence officer for another country and then going to the CIA and being like, "Hey guys, I want to flip on my country. Give me a couple $1 million and I'll tell you whatever you need to know, and y'all just protect me forever and we're good." That's low-key a bag, bro. Because I doubt they're making enough money. I doubt they're becoming millionaires from being in the CIA or being in the KGB or whatever intelligence position they're in their country. So this is kind of an easy way to become a millionaire if you're in the intelligence agencies.
How does the USA track terrorist threats? They use something called the terrorist matrix. It's also called all-source intelligence. Believe it or not, members of terrorist groups actually give press interviews in which they telegraph what they're going to do in their next attack. That's one way, the media. Electronic surveillance. It could be intercepting cell phones, intercepting emails, intercepting encoded messages, even intercepting messages from game platforms. We have satellites that track these things. We have spies providing what's called HUMINT, short for human intelligence. So you use literally every source at your dispense and put this matrix together to try to disrupt that next attack.
How do they track this info though? Like, are they hacking people's phones or emails to see them sending messages back and forth or listening in on calls of foreign officials? Like, I wonder how they're actually tracking this information.
Can you be a spy and have a moral compass? What a great question that is.
You're out here killing people, bro. I think the moral compass question is out the window, man. Forget terrorism and all that. Y'all are out here overthrowing governments that don't fit what America needs it to fit. Like, nah, the moral compass goes out the window. You guys work for the company.
I'm going to say yes because I had a moral compass. It
Had, past tense, had a moral compass.
cost me my freedom. It cost me my job. It cost me my family. But it was worth it. There are some things that you are tasked to do as a CIA counterintelligence officer that you just have to say no to. There are some things that are so immoral, so unethical, in many cases so illegal, that you just should not do it.
See, but the thing is, there are people who will follow these orders and do this. So I doubt all of these spies are moral. Like, there's definitely people who say yes to doing some of this unethical stuff. Like the torturing, I believe that that's pretty unethical.
What is the most controversial thing you've worked on or heard about? It has to be the torture program. I went to prison for 23 months for going public with the CIA's torture program. I went on ABC News in the United States in December of 2007, and I said three things.
See, I told you, bro, if you're out here giving out information that they don't want you to give out, they're sending you to prison or they're killing you, bro. That's insane.
Said the CIA was torturing its prisoners. I said that torture was official U.S. government policy. And I said that the policy had been personally approved by the president himself. The FBI investigated me. They determined I had not committed a crime. Then Barack Obama became president. They secretly reopened the case against me. I was indicted and charged with 5 felonies, including 3 counts of espionage for giving this interview. Remember, espionage can be a death penalty charge. I had 3 of them. Well, I hadn't committed espionage.
He told you they kill you. It's a death penalty. I thought that they killed you under the table, but they legally are able to kill you, bro.
And finally, they dropped those charges. But I ended up taking a plea to a lesser charge just to make this thing go away. I had 5 kids at home. I had gone bankrupt from the legal expenses, and I was facing 45 years in prison. They offered me 23 months, and I took the deal. But I would do it again today if I had to, because somebody had to stand up and say that this was wrong.
Dang, they gave him 2 years in prison for this, bro. And the thing is, he's out here revealing this information. He definitely worked out some type of deal with them to go out and do this press tour and them to be a lot more lax on him after he got out of prison. Like, he's definitely doing this for the CIA and probably because he was arrested.
Shouldn't torture be legal if we are protecting American lives? Absolutely not. Not under any circumstances. Torture doesn't work. Torture is illegal internationally. It is immoral. And you end up making a recruitment video, essentially, for your greatest enemies. For example, when
video, so they're videoing the tortures and sending it off to their enemies like, hey, if you guys do this, this is what we're going to do to you. They're videoing the torture, bro.
This was torturing military prisoners at Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq. And video was leaked showing those prisoners in orange jumpsuits. ISIS bought orange jumpsuits and made its kidnapping victims, who were mostly aid workers and American journalists, wear orange jumpsuits and then beheaded them on camera. They did that only because the U.S. was torturing its prisoners. So torture does not work. Torture is illegal, it is immoral, it is unethical, and no one should be in the business of doing it.
All right, that's it for today's video, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below, what do y'all think the CIA is still hiding from us? If they're able to let us know all of the stuff that this guy's talking about in the video, what do you think they're hiding? Also, let me know in the comments below, how does the whole microphone to speaker thing work? Because that part really stumped me. How do you hear through something that you're meant to speak through? And how do you speak through something that you're meant to hear through? Like, that part was super confusing. So y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all think. Thank you.